your favorite business consultant, and we have...
My name is Vinette, and I am your friendly and your favorite girl's girl, and this is Roxie Starr. Welcome. We are happy to have you.
Listen, it is a joy and a pleasure to be on the couch. I made it to the couch. I am excited about that.
Yes. So, all right, so we ain't pulling no punches. We're going to dive in.
Okay.
Because, of course, we are here to be our sister's keeper.
Love it.
So we want to make sure that people know who our sister is today, who's talking to them.
All right. That is such a... that's a big question. Most people know me by my social media handles, Roxie Starr. But I feel like sitting on this couch today with both of you is a safe space. So I want to tell them who Sherrelle is. And I think that that's a little bit more important than who is Roxie Starr, because Sherrelle is really the person I want them to get to know. That person who, I guess, taught Roxie how to be Roxie. Roxie was someone who was birthed from a place of trauma. She came to be a defender, scars and all, for Sherrelle. She has been that champion for her. But I feel it's more important for Sherrelle to be seen and to let women know that it's okay to be seen. It's okay to feel protected, but it's okay to be seen. I am a mom. I am definitely, like you said, a girl's girl. Oh, all the way. I am an entrepreneur. I own several businesses. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I am the host of your favorite morning radio show on 100 Jams, the Wake Up and Go morning show alongside Special K. I am a sister. I am an aunt. I am a daughter. Somebody future wife. Hurry up, come find me. I am that girl. And it's taken me a long time to be able to say that, to be able to see that, to be able to feel safe enough to acknowledge that. But I am that girl. And I'm okay with saying that out loud now.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and that's like, you're every woman at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, you're every woman at this point. And so, carrying all of those titles and all of those things, what creates that? Like, take us back to what formed all of those things that you are now.
Yeah,
Woo. Woo. Here we go. Y'all have tissue?
Listen, we
can need tissue at some point on this couch today. All right, good. If we go back, okay. For a long time, looking back has been the hardest part of my healing journey, because there was so much shame, so much guilt attached to seeing who that person was and acknowledging the journey. Because when you acknowledge the journey, you gotta dig up those things from the past. You gotta dig up that trauma. You gotta face it head on. You gotta deal with it. You've gotta acknowledge it. And a lot of it, I had difficulty acknowledging. I was always that girl in school, top of my class, involved in everything. You know, I tell people I crack jokes on social media, but please do not play with me. You know, I can use my words. You know, I was salutatorian, head girl, student council senator, national debate champion, Toastmaster champion, junior achievement, one of the youngest junior achievement presidents in my year, and continued my presidency through the 12th grade. I was Alpha Kappa Alpha, 20 pearls, most distinguished pearl of the year, 2 years running. You couldn't see me on a speaking platform. I was that girl.
That girl.
And then there was that trauma, those things that put me in spaces that made me forget who I was and whose I was. I tangled down a very colorful road early in life. I experienced traumas that no one should have to go through. Coming into my college years, I was sexually assaulted on multiple occasions, and that led to hypersexuality. So, you know, I don't like stereotypical societal words for girls who have colorful backgrounds. I just call it a colorful background. I have a colorful background, and a lot of times we see women in those spaces, and men, we see them in those spaces, and we don't attach it to trauma, we just attach it to poor choices. She fast, she loose, she this, she that, but we don't,
Yeah.
that took her to that place, and this is a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And that's all it was for me. It was, let me hurry up, say yes before they take the power. And it made me feel like I was regaining power
Right.
when in actuality I wasn't. You know, every time I went to that place, I lost more of who I was. And then I needed this persona, who's Roxie, to champion for me. In 2007, I got pregnant. And
How old were you then?
Hey, I trying to count it back. I was like maybe 18, 19, somewhere around there. I still lying on my age, so I don't know if I really wanna, I'm playing. I'm 37 now, so y'all could do the math. But I was in what I thought was a relationship, but for that person, it wasn't. I was something to play with. I was something that they saw the vulnerability in. I was someone who, when they call, I come. I was convenient.
Right.
Yeah.
Still patching up trauma and wounds where I just was looking for someone to make me theirs and want to claim me and champion for me. And, and a lot of young women go through it. And to be very clear, I have no daddy issues. I grew up in a home that showed the epitome of what love was. I grew up in a space where my parents did till death did them part.
Oh, wow.
I saw my mommy sweep the floor and my daddy come home and mop.
Oh, wow.
I saw partnership at its greatest level. So for me, my trauma wasn't birthed in that space. It was birthed in outside environments.
Yeah.
It was birthed in exploration and that turning into something that it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
But let's fast forward back to being in that relationship. That relationship molded me for a lot of the heartbreak that I would have experienced later in life, because it took from me, and I'm okay saying it out loud now, but it took from me that ability to love on my own terms. It took from me the ability to recognize a space that I was not being loved in. It took from me the ability to, it's like I know what love's supposed to look like. Like I know I had the roadmap. Like I had it in the front of me, but it made me doubt and second guess and look for it in ways that it never should have showed up in. And when I got pregnant for this individual, they said to me, I don't want no child with you, go kill it. Okay, so there's that. Then there's the element of my father was in the church. My parents were in the church. I was a church girl. My father was a pastor. I grew up in a strict home.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't abusive strict, but strict enough that I was scared to even say that I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
I felt like, I don't know, but like if you're a daddy's girl, you know that a cut-up has nothing on disappointing your daddy, but
Yes.
oh my God, listen, I ready to cry just thinking about it. Like a cut-up has nothing on disappointing your father. And I felt the weight of that. And then this man who I thought loved me say to me, I don't want you carrying my child, go kill that. That was literally the words, go kill that. And I went, I traveled abroad, lied to my parents, told them I was going over to do something. I don't even remember the lie at this point. Went over, he was supposed to help me do this big procedure because at this point I was too far along to do it home, to have a DNC. I had to have a surgical procedure.
Okay.
Went over, couldn't reach him, couldn't call him, he wouldn't answer. My best friend at the time, she showed up for me as a sister. She couldn't be physically there because of work. She sent a limo. The limo had roses in it. She sent me a card to reinforce the fact that you are loved. We understand your decision. This decision doesn't define who you are, and I will always be pro-choice, simply because to be pro-choice doesn't mean you're anti-life.
Yes.
And I think people confuse that. But I feel a woman has a decision to make,
Yes.
and that is her decision, and her decision solely. Do I feel that there should be some counsel from the man? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, my body got to go through that trauma. My body got to deal with it, and most men have the option to walk away.
Yeah. I get like
Yeah.
too. It depends on conviction. Like for me,
Correct.
my conviction would always be pro-life.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that doesn't diminish a sister who makes a certain choice.
Correct.
Because the same way how I ain't go there and stone somebody who lying, someone who thieving from the government because you don't pay your income duties.
Girl, you could stop talking about me, please.
So the same way, like you wouldn't come for someone like that. Like if
Yeah.
you made a choice, that
Yeah.
was the choice. Only you and God can
Yeah.
reconcile
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I do believe that there are varying viewpoints, but definitely
Yeah.
no one should be able to
to-
come at you
Yeah.
Correct.
because you made a choice.
Yeah, you
And-
should be able to make your own
Yeah.
choice. Like I am pro your choice.
Yes.
Me.
Yes.
I'm not.
That's
I'm
a good
not-
way to say it.
Yeah, I am not, and I feel that way about everything in life. I am pro your choice. Whatever is your choice, if God gives us free will, who are you to decide that I don't have free will?
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, that was probably the hardest decision I've ever made. And it wasn't just the decision in the moment that made it hard. It was the fallout behind it. It was the trickle-down effects of that one decision in my life. So we went through the procedure. Fast forward, I'm back home. For some reason, still running back to feel comforted by this man. And then he says to me, I don't want nothing to do with you because you killed my child.
Oh wow.
Child?
Gaslight on 100.
Baby. And the thing is, I kept in and out of that relationship. Well, what I know now was not a real relationship, but I kept in and out of that situation for years. And it was always an emotional pull, an emotional in and out, like a give and a take and a manipulation, and it was toxic bad.
And that's such an important conversation to have because I
Yes.
think women carry such a level of shame when they find themselves in that kind
Oh,
of
baby, the shame was so real for me.
Yes.
The
Someone
shame
not
was
to make
so
them not
real
talk,
for
that you
me.
were somebody's toy.
Oh my gosh. And I mean, he played me like a fiddle. And you know, the thing about it is, he'll probably watch this. He'll know it's him. And I have no issues with him to this day. Like, I've fully forgiven him.
Yes.
But that took so much time. And the way that he treated me in what I would call my formative years of creating boundaries for relationships. Because remember, I'm 18, 19. I still green. I fresh on the road, baby. This a little bitty, little young, little tenderoni. I fresh. And the way he treated me formed the way that I entered other spaces. And that's what hurt the most about it. I allowed myself, moving forward, I was in many relationships that I had no value. I felt like my value was only the sexual components. I didn't see myself as anything more than that. And that was diabolical work, And I remember my mom found out 2 years before she passed. She found out that I had the abortion because I kept the ultrasound hidden underneath the drawer in my bedroom. And one day she was spring cleaning. She found it. And you can't lie with that because my name at the top of it.
Yeah.
And my mom literally looked me dead in my eyes and asked me, what type of monster do you think I am? That you couldn't come to me to tell me you were pregnant. She said it with tears in her eyes. She said, what type of monster do you think I am that you felt your only option was to kill that child? And that stung. My mom didn't speak to me for almost 2 years. I mean, we literally lived in the same house and she walked straight past me like I wasn't there.
Oh wow.
For almost 2 years. Right after that, my mom passed.
Wow.
The last few months before she passed, and I thank God every day, she told me she loved me for the first time in a long time. She forgave me. She told me she was proud of me. But the time frame that I carried that guilt and that shame, the foundation of so much shadow work that I needed to do after that. I look back and I feel like a lot of times in healing we pass the blame. We put it somewhere else to say that this caused that.
Yes, is that
And there's no level of accountability for the role we played as well. Because when you're an adult, I understand that going through the healing process, you get to say that this started here. This might be the cause of. This is the root of. This is the triggers for. But at what point do we take the accountability to say, let the healing begin? At what point do we say, I can no longer use these as excuses?
Yes.
I can only use them as templates and lessons for what not to do moving forward.
Roxie?
Yeah.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that I have a choice to make in choosing these men. I make this decision, me and solely me. At some point, I have to say, no more, babe.
Yes. You have to say no.
I have to say no. I have to say, this is now a pattern.
Yeah.
And you can't hold your mommy, your daddy, the first dude who break your heart. You can't continue to hold them responsible for your patterns. It was becoming a pattern.
And that is such a vital point, and I don't want people to gloss over that, because I always talk about that. My thing is, at what point do you own your part in this?
Yeah.
He was scummy, but by month 3, you probably saw some things. By month 6, by 2 years in, the third and the fifth breakup, the million times that the cheating, all these things, it's like, okay, now let's choose. What are we going to do to choose our way into a different situation? Are we going to choose, okay, the two of us need to grow up now and make this thing make sense? Are we going to choose, okay, you really don't want to heal, you don't want to move forward, okay, but you have to choose. How long you can call the man a dog and then go lay back down?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is trauma bonding, though. What I think it is that we as women, we want, and I say this,
we want to be the victim.
We want to be loved so bad by this person that sometimes you accept things that you know that you should not accept. You accept things that you know that you are better than. But because you want to be loved by this person, be seen by this person, be accepted. You understand? And then society knows that you're in this relationship and you feel like, I have to make this work. I love this person. Not realizing that it is not love. It is trauma bonding and it is toxic.
Yes.
And it is gaslighting. And honestly, these people are narcissists.
Oh, you said it.
Because that is what a narcissist does. They make you feel as though something is wrong with you. When in fact it's them gaslighting you. So sometimes you see women in toxic relationships and you say to yourself, why doesn't she leave? Sometimes it's just hard.
It hard.
It's almost like going back to a familiar place. Like you just you know you shouldn't be there, but you just there.
The familiar spirit.
Yeah. Like I know what I get when I with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know his quirks.
Yeah.
I know this can piss him off. Yeah. And I know it's like,
and maybe
it's like when you choosing which parent to cut your hip.
Yeah.
I can choose my daddy every time because 3 licks in, he give up. I just have to cry.
Yeah.
My mommy is a beast.
Yeah.
So it's like you choosing which cut hip to take.
Yeah.
Let me go with the one I know.
Yeah. That's it right there. You going with the demon that you know.
Yes. Yeah. That was it.
Demon, but it's familiar.
Yeah.
I think too, starting over is hard.
Start over. Because why I need to know your favorite color again? I'm so tired. What's your favorite color?
Starting over is
Would
hard.
you like to eat?
Would you like to eat? You allergic to shellfish? What's your favorite food? I sick of it.
Yes. Starting over.
Like, let's skip it. Let's just get married and learn each other after, man. I tired.
Indians do it.
I am tired. I think starting over for a lot of people is daunting.
Yes.
And I love that you made that statement because for me, the beauty was in starting over. It was in, and I'm not even just talking about relationships. The beauty for me was the reset button, and I don't want your because I don't want anyone to think I have it all together because baby I do not. I do not. And I don't want y'all to think either this has been years of healing. This last year, baby.
I love it.
Baby, let me tell you now, that reset hit me last year.
I love it.
Because it's so amazing. And anyone who believe God don't have a sense of humor, y'all don't really know God.
Yeah.
Broski is funny.
Yes.
He is hilarious.
Alpha comedian.
Ooh, girl.
Alpha.
Because when I thought I had already hit a rock bottom, I thought my mom's passing was rock bottom. God said, no, man. Let me show you something. He put me in a position last year Rock bottom was a joke. I was literally sleeping on concrete. So I know I had to hit rock bottom at this point. It was in the midst of that I truly, for the first time in my life, heard the voice of God clear as day. Clear as day. And, I was like, okay, you ain't have to do all this. Show off then. But it was in the midst of the reset that I realized it's okay to look back.
Yes.
It's okay to let go of the shame.
Yes.
It's okay to talk about your story. It's okay to admit that at the end of that, I had $36 in my bank account. I didn't even know I was going to eat that day. It was okay to admit that I lost everything, down to my credibility. It was okay for me to talk about the guilt and the shame attached to decisions that I made. It was okay to admit that when the lights and the camera turned off, I was not perfect. He showed me that too many people out here trying to live up to this expectation of perfection, when all he wants you to do is walk in your purpose. And your purpose and perfection are usually not aligned. They are usually not aligned.
Yes.
God put a perfect man on this earth and we still kill him. My God, today. Purpose and perfection are not aligned.
No.
And he had to show me that by hitting that rock bottom. But you know what? I came out of that understanding. My story has value.
Yes. Oh, man.
I came out of that understanding that in the midst of it all, in the darkness of it all, my story held value. I spent 2 weeks in the Bahamas Department of Correction as a ward of the state. And the inmates cried on the day I was released because I rang a powerful prayer through the entire female ward. You hear me? I asked the lady in charge, I said, can I pray for the prison? She said, Roxie, go ahead. When I left out of that prayer circle, we were washed in tears. God said to me, you're going to be a light wherever you are placed.
Yeah, I love it.
And I don't make excuses for my decisions. I own them head on. I'm not going to apologize for the way things happened. At this point in my life, I have come to realize that, you know, when old people just say it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You don't understand the power in that statement until it is what it is.
Well, it is what it is.
Until you understand too that God is in control and he has the final say. I have never in my life understood that until this situation. And for me, I've never told my side of the story. And he made me realize I don't have to.
You don't. That is powerful.
I don't have to. If I tell you, I never had $36 in my bank account. That was crazy to me, babe. And I had let me not say that. I have been in situations where I've had less than $36. But those were in times of my life where there was a lot of financial instability and irresponsibility.
Right.
I had already come through that season, so I thought. But when I say he has restored me 1,000-fold, when I say that he has placed me in rooms that I never thought I would be in, when I say that God has used my story and my experience to reach people that the church can't even reach.
I love it. Yes.
God has said to me, glorify my name even in your darkest times. He made me understand what it was to be in the lion's den, in the pits of the fire. He made me realize again that my purpose and perfection, they ain't aligned. In my story, and I tell you this, I always used to crack jokes. And I used to say 2 things. Because I've always had a healing spirit in my tongue. Like I use my words very well. And I submit very well. I always felt like God used me to speak to people because for some reason, I don't care, drunk, sober, it didn't matter at that point. I could be in a club in the bathroom peeing and God give me a word for this girl and I tell her that right there in the club, in the middle of Hennessy short. It didn't matter because I felt moved to say this thing to them. And in that space, he showed me that these two jokes I used to crack reigned even more true. I always used to crack jokes. I say, man, you're so playful. Jesus used to hang with the tuggy spade. He used to sit on the wall. I said, but if Jesus was here today, he'd probably smoke a spliff and drink again. That's on the wall and be in town to minister to the people. And people always used to laugh when I say it. But I said it to say this. The message cannot just be preached in the four walls of the church.
Yes.
Because you preaching to the choir, right? And that's literally preaching to the choir. Those are the people who seemingly already know.
Roxie, you in the room. Because that is a part of what put this fire in me to do this. Because I was away to a church conference in Freeport, ladies conference. And my sister, she was by the bar with a couple of her friends, and they was just hanging. And so I was sitting down eating something. And I was telling them, man, listen, y'all here tonight, man. Y'all could come to church tomorrow, man. And like, they were, of course, when someone just especially when they realize you're serious, they trying to be polite to give you a It dawned on me, like, when we were heading home, like, some people really ain't gonna never get into the church.
They ain't.
How are they gonna hear the gospel? Like, the Bible literally gave us the formula.
Jesus going to them. He ain't never preaching no church.
Like, how they get here unless the person gets in?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, like, if we don't use platforms like this, like, glorify Jesus, read your Bible now.
Of course.
Just wait on someone to feed yourself.
Of course.
Yeah, the Bible free online. Like, you can
Yeah.
just buy one. But, like, how do you expect people to know if you ain't where they are?
And that is it.
Where the people are.
And that is it. And that is why his message of disaligning purpose and perfection. The modern church makes people believe that you have to be perfect before you enter the walls of the church. Yeah. They don't remind you that the transformation is supposed to happen within the four walls.
Yes.
So therefore, when Christ said to come as you are, they start putting all of these rules. Come as you are, but don't come if.
Yeah.
Come as you are, but not like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or if you come in faith.
Come in, And I feel like that has been the foundation and the pillar of what the modern church has been preaching. And this is no slight to them. This is no offense to them.
Actually have some that do
That are correct.
Yeah.
Let me. I don't want to use the word backpedal, but let me rescind what I said.
Yeah.
You do have some that get it.
Yeah.
You do.
Yes.
I wish we had more
Yes.
that get it. And I feel that the church is a powerful tool and a powerful platform that's not being used to bring out the stardom in people. No. To show them the roadmap to being a star. Jesus was a star.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
He was a star.
He was a star. And they're not showing us that roadmap.
How much more style power could you have? When he said, come, let me show you all this. Anybody got some fish?
That's
gold?
it.
Okay, we gonna feed
That's
5,000
it.
people today. Maybe
Yeah.
that's
That's it. That is star power. That is star power. And I think that star power is innately within every individual. But it begins with, one, acknowledging that it's there.
Yes.
Two, you got to do the work. You got to do the healing. You have to take a hard look in the mirror and walk through the process.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You have to understand that this can be ugly.
Oh my goodness.
This can be gross.
Yeah, because healing is not
Healing ain't pretty.
I gotta acknowledge that I have flaws for true. It wasn't just the people.
Yes.
It wasn't everybody else. It was me too.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
Baby, I always liken it to the joke where everyone is saying, if everyone could tell Whitney Houston she was smoking crack, right? How is it that she's the only person in ANC she was smoking the crack? Come on! And she smoked that crack till her kneecaps was off. We have to be able to know that it can't always be everyone around us. Yeah. I had to acknowledge that as well. There was a point in my journey where I realized that I was the problem.
Yeah. Sometimes.
And I had good intentions, you know, in that.
Yes.
But the road to hell paved with good intentions.
I
had good intentions. I promise you, I had good intentions. And it's like the journey from, it was just trauma after trauma, unresolved, piling on top of each other until I came to that breaking point. When I left my situation last year, I made a promise to myself after breaking and continually breaking. I said, God, something got to change, babe. I was at the heaviest I've ever been in my life, 215 pounds. I was drinking every single day. what? A bottle of gin hate to see me come in.
Oh boy.
Oh God. And I was to the point where I was like, I don't even want to mix it no more. Just put it on ice, baby.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot. And it wasn't that I was operating in this space where I was losing control, but I was losing control.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like I was missing appointments and then making excuses.
Yeah.
I was not showing up in spaces where I was responsible for other people's feelings, and then I was making excuses. I wasn't showing up for my daughter, and I was making excuses. And October 1st of last year, I say, all right, the drinking gotta stop. I gotta get to a healthy lifestyle. I have been sober now since October 1st of last year.
Congratulations.
I got on 215. I just dropped on the scale this morning. Went at 166 pounds. Girl,
Play with you.
I can see my chin and my neckline again. I feel good. My mental clarity is there. My spiritual walk is still a journey. You know, I cuss a lot, but Jesus loves me. I'm working on it, you know. But I have understood that stardom, being a star, is a work in progress. You know what I mean? It's a work in progress. It's a constant getting up every day and making a choice, a decision to be better. You know, I have so much things still dangling over my head that I don't know what the outcome is going to look like. I don't know what tomorrow is going to hold. But the only thing I have control over right now is right now.
Yes.
And I intend to do right now to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that we owe it to our future self to get up and do that. It ain't gonna be easy. It's not gonna be, like we said, a walk in the park. It's not gonna be pretty. I mean, you could get up and be gorgeous doing it every day.
Yeah.
But the work itself is ugly.
Yes.
It's ugly because it causes you to have to confront parts of yourself that you've buried. It causes you to have to wake that up. It causes you to have to confront it and look at it head on and say, babe, listen, we doing this.
We doing this.
And that has been the journey. That has been the journey. And it has been a journey.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What a journey.
Yeah. So Roxie, how now? What do we need to take from this? What is the scar that we want to skip? What do we want to tell others?
Skip the scar of feeling that being silent is going to bring you peace. Tell your story. There is no perfection in silence. There is no peace in silence. There's no... Silence doesn't fix it.
Yeah.
Talk. Open up. Share your story. Talk to someone. I feel like in the silence, especially as women, we battle so hard in a space of silence. We suffer. If it's anything that I pray your listeners can take from this platform you're building, is the sisterhood. It's be loud.
Yes.
Show up in the room and be intentional.
Yes.
Speak your truth.
Yes.
Set your boundaries and set them clearly. It's difficult to reach that space of being a star when you're not gonna define what that looks like and then say it out loud.
Yes.
You skip the scar of silence and teach it to your daughters. Teach it to your sons.
Oh man.
Let them talk, let them open, let them share, let them be, let them exist, let them contribute. Let them be a part of this human experience. We're all in singular and collective human experiences.
Yeah.
And we all bring something beautiful and magical to this lifescape. And you can't do that quietly.
Yeah. And silence is heavy.
Silence is so heavy.
The burden of
Oh,
carrying a secret is heavy.
oh my gosh. So heavy.
Heavy.
I feel like I was part of the 215 pounds, girl.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
heavy.
It was heavy. It was
And
heavy.
you suffer in silence.
Suffer in silence.
And you keep that story and you hold on to it and you are not freed until you start to tell it.
Yes.
And I always say that our trauma is not for us. It is to help someone else to
Nothing's
cross.
wasted.
Oh yeah.
Nothing's wasted.
Oh
My
yeah.
trauma is to help someone else to cross. And I truly believe that. And I feel there's no shame in having trauma. It is not your responsibility to bear the shame and the burden.
No.
It happened. We have to heal and move on from
Yeah.
it, and we have to help the next person.
I told someone the other day, I said, you can't use my past against me.
No.
I'll get up on national TV and talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had to get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is when you
You
let
did
go
the
of the
work.
shame.
I had to let go of it. I had to let go of it. And I feel like platforms like this, understanding the scars, understanding that scars are still beautiful.
Yes.
There's so much beauty in the scar. You know, one of my favorite things, talking to people, oh, how you get this burn? Girl, how you get a little cut under your chin? Tell me the story.
Yes.
You know, we don't acknowledge how much as human beings we're fascinated with scars. And there's so much beauty in the scars. I love to tell the story about how I get this burn. I love to tell the story about how I get these 6 stitches under my chin. These are scars that I wear with a badge of honor, and I've learned to wear the scars that were left from my trauma as a badge of honor, so that when you see the scar, I can tell you the story.
Yes.
And maybe you won't trip on that step.
My goodness.
And you could see that I survived.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't know how to end it any better than that. Roxie, this was powerful. We appreciate you. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much
Yes.
for showing up for the sisters of this community that we're building. Definitely. Goodness, if y'all ain't learned nothing, this was for me.
It was for me.
Yeah. And we appreciate you. You're definitely seeing, and we can see the work that you did. So
Yeah.
thank you for doing the work.
Have to.
Thank you for showing
I
up.
appreciate you. Y'all have something beautiful here. Definitely continue this. This is a part of the healing.
Yes.
This is a part of the
is
healing. This is it.
Oh, definitely. And then, of course, now at this point, you didn't rile us up like this. You got to come back for part 2.
Of course. I got so much more stories. You want to hear my scars? I say,
Oh man. And so, like we like to do, the clarion call is if you have a story that you want to share. This ain't something that we're trying to gatekeep. If you have a transformation, a story, something that you're working through, but the work that you've put in so far you think can benefit someone else, send us an email, write us a note. We want to hear it, and you may end up on the show.
Yes.
So thank you so much. It's been amazing. Drink some water, tell someone you love them, and mind your business.
Hi.